Sometimes knowing where you are on your journey helps you out, even if you don't know where you are. Okay, so it's kind of fun. We have this pattern, it's been seen several times, that you kind of go through this lifespan of different phases in your career or in a project. And usually phase one is uninformed optimism. Like when I was a teacher, I knew that I was going to change the world through teaching. And then, of course, you can move into phase two, which is informed pessimism, where you're like, wow, this is harder than I think, and this is really kind of difficult. Then there's phase three, and that is usually like pit of despair. And pit of despair is kind of scary in the sense that that's kind of when you either like kind of get overcome with fear. This is where a lot of people quit. But then the next phase is that you start acknowledging your culture. This is why it's so important for us to have a good, strong culture fit, a culture of like collaboration, a culture of moving forward, a culture of accepting failure as learning. And then there's kind of that Zen-like level of sustained growth if you can embrace that culture. Today's lesson was starting to meet with some teams and say, where are you on your journey and how are you dealing with it? Take a look at what they said.
So where are we in our journey as Paradigm Esports? So at first we definitely started off with the uninformed optimism like mindset, simply because we thought everything was going like so good for us. We thought people were going to be knocking on our door with opportunities everywhere. That was how we started. I'm gonna let one of you.
Yeah. I mean, at one point definitely we were in the pit of despair too. I mean, we're not there anymore, but we were just a little worried because after those opportunities didn't just jump out at us, we were just concerned and really had to like stop and like really think about like where we were going. But we're past that point and we're starting to get work done. So I wouldn't say we're like perfect in like the perfect zone, but we're definitely on the right path.
You're starting to get that growth culture.
Yeah, the thing is, even when you are getting the calls and you are getting all these people coming to you, you still have to realize like, oh wait, now I have to do all this work. Now we're getting to the point where we're just like pumping the workout like pretty much every day of the week, and we're starting to work up to somewhere we're hoping to be, just pure progress.
We are step number one. We are uninformed optimism.
Why do you think that?
We are about 2 weeks in working with Kevin, and that has been so great. Like there have been no extreme challenges so far. Everything has been smooth sailing and exciting. So
everything's pretty much just planning, but just talking with a couple of people last night, I realized there is like so many different like technical things that are coming up when it comes to like crowdfunding and developing software. So we're definitely in for a uphill climb, but we're excited and we're ready to get started.
So seeing that you know that you're at obviously uninformed optimism, you know that there's going to be some pessimism coming forward?
Probably.
But it doesn't seem that way because everything's just so great so far.
Okay, so you saw both teams were kind of in different phases. With the Go Plant It team, they willingly admit, like, they're in uninformed optimism. They're excited. They're like, I know there's probably going to be some pitfalls, but right now we're not seeing any. And I think this is a really important point to hit, because just them acknowledging that there's like this wave, there's this life cycle of things, they know that they're going to get hard times. So when it does hit the hard times, they're not going to panic. But for right now, they're like, we're blissfully unaware of what we're up against. No problem. Meanwhile, the Paradigm Esports guys is that they're saying like, look, we've been through this. When they hit the scene, they thought that everybody was going to come knocking on their door and everything was going to be perfect, and it turns out that it wasn't that way. It was a lot more difficult than they thought. So these are great things to have. If you're working on a project, a lot of times having you go through the same process, seeing where you are in the curve is so healthy. Tomorrow's episode, we're going to have two more teams talk about their journey and kind of these insights on them seeing where they're at and knowing where they're going is really beneficial. Please stay tuned. As always, we grow when you share. You can go to our website, you can go find us on LinkedIn, Facebook, but no matter what, commenting and sharing is everything to us. That's the way our students get feedback and the way we grow. So, thanks so much. This is Don Wettrick reminding you that opportunities are everywhere. We'll see ya.